everybody out there in YouTube land. Yes, it is I. I am bald now. I've been wanting to get rid of it for a long time. My wife is not happy, but it grows back. It's only hair. But the beard stays, man. It's Jim, Sandman Mystery Comics. And today is another episode of Pulp Fiction. And I'm doing it because I did get in a package of Pulps that we're going to open. And then we're going to talk about The Raven. And you're going to say, why are you talking about a Golden Age superhero? And there's my kitty. On a pulp show. Because he was actually a pulp first. And then they transformed him into a Golden Age hero. But we'll get into that. In the meantime, this package is from a company called Lost Books and Comics. And these pulps were really, really cheap. So I was happy to get them for like $20, including shipping. And if you know anything about pulp novels, you can't get a high-grade pulp novel for less than $20, especially the ones put out by Sanctum Books and Nostalgia and all that good stuff. So I got two right here. I'm going to unwrap them. Oh, the horror of using tape. Yeah, guys, when you pack stuff, never use packing tape to hold the packages together. That is no es bueno. Dios mío, no es bueno. Oh yeah, there's another cat behind me there. That's Sweetie. That's my wife's kitty. But she's been hanging out with me lately, and I'm happy about that. It's always good to bond with all the kitties that are in your house. All right. The kids, they don't understand me yet, you know. They don't know I'm the kid kitties. They just know I'm something big to climb on. I'm not mama, you know. Rachel's mama right now. They'll understand I'm fun dad, and then it'll all be good. Oh, look at this. This is very cool. Gave me a bookmark with Jungle Comics on it. Yeah. And then here's their little advertisement. Lost Comics and Books. Boom. So what's the first book I got? Only the Shadow Knows. And cool thing about these, this is put out by Nostalgia Ventures, which is Will Murray. If you don't know Will Murray, he's a big-time pulp writer. He writes The Amazing Adventures of Doc Savage, new Doc Savage novels, which you can find on Amazon.com. And these books are awesome because they reprint, each one reprints 2 Shadow novels. This one has the Madrigal's Mystery and the Serpents of Siva. And there he is. He's always got his Colt 45 and he's dodging a knife. You know, that chick should know you never bring a knife to a gunfight. Yeah. And then it's got neat stuff about the writer, The Magical World of Walter Gibson. If you guys didn't know about Walter Gibson, who wrote almost all 300 novels of the Shadow, he was a crime reporter, so he knew crime, he knew the mobs, okay? On top of that, he was an amateur magician who knew Houdini and the what's his name? The other one. I think it's Blackwell or something like that was big back in the 40s and stuff. And he trained under these guys. So, I mean, he was a great writer, wrote in magic journals because, yeah, back in the day, magic and magicians were big. He wrote articles in those things, you know, the trade paperbacks for magicians, or trade papers, I should say. He wrote The Shadow, and he reported on crime. Okay. So that's the first one. And it's got both covers for the book on the back. And you have to love the beautiful painting. I mean, that's just awesome. And yep, I mean, the way they paint everybody, you know, is just incredible. Just incredible stuff. I'm happy to have this. And here's another one I'm really happy to have. I didn't even know they made reproductions of this pulp character because he's kind of obscure. Okay. And I'm trying to figure out who published it. Oh, this one is from Sanctum. Okay. And it is the Black Bat. Okay. And before you say, oh, he looks like a Batman ripoff. No, number one, he doesn't have the ears. And number two, he was out about 2.5, maybe 3 years before Detective Comics 27 even hit the streets in 1938, 1939, whenever that was. Okay. And Bob Kane, Bill Finger, and all those guys, they openly admit that they plundered from the pulps, Black Bat being one of them, Zorro being another. The whole story of this guy, he was a DA, and he was trying a case. The criminal had a vial of acid on him. Don't ask me how he got that into the courtroom. And he threw it on his eyes, and it blinded him. And a special surgeon got a hold of him, was able to make it so that he can see in complete darkness. So when he got into places to fight crime, he'd always make sure it was really dark, you know, like shoot out the lights and all that stuff. And like the Shadow, he was a two-fisted, two-gun guy who just guns a-blazing, you know, to save people. And you got this beautiful damsel in distress cover here. And this has 2 stories in it as well. Okay. And whenever you see these names like, you know, G. Wayman Jones for the writer, those are usually surnames that the publishing companies put, because they'd have a bunch of writers under there. When the characters got popular, then just one guy would be writing, you know, like Walter Gibson for The Shadow. Okay. He was so good at it, they gave him his own byline. But like Doc Savage, man, no one knew that Lester Dent was the writer. They used whatever was on the book. I forget the name. Kenneth Robeson. Yeah. Because Lester Dent wrote the majority of Doc Savage, but not all of them. Okay. But yeah, there's this. Really cool. Great cover. And then like the Shadow, it has the original covers. Okay. And even has a copy of The Mask in here. Golden Age classic by Ken Platt, The Mask. See that? So they're mixing in some Golden Age comics with my pulps. Even better. Okay. Now, we're going to talk about the Raven. Okay. I love him. His design is simple. And the whole premise of the Raven, he was a sergeant, a detective sergeant for the New York police. And when he couldn't make the arrest stick with gangsters and other criminals, he would track them down, steal all their money, and give it to all the poor people in the city of New York. So he's like a modern day Robin Hood. And his girlfriend helped him, who happened to be the daughter of the police commissioner or fiance. And then he had a buddy who helped him out, but it was not his sidekick. Now, he only appeared in 18 stories by various comic books. put such as Surefire Comics. There's a whole list of them here. I'm trying to find it. Oh yeah, here we go. Surefire Comics 1 through 4, Lightning Comics, 4 Favorites. These were books that were published by Ace magazines. Okay, and they went under many different names: AA Win Inc., Ace Books, Ace Magazines, Ace Periodicals, Ace Publications Inc., Current Books Inc., Humor Publications, Junior Books Inc., Junior Magazines Inc., LB Fisher Publishing Corp., Periodical House, Publisher Specialists, RAR Publishing Company, Reader's Research Company, Red Seal Productions, and Unity Publishing Corporation. Dummy corporations much? And they were big for doing the pulps. And the Raven is actually the pulp character, the Moon Man. Yeah, he had this weird, glowing, mystical, moony looking helmet that he wore, kind of like Mysterio. And he robbed the rich criminals that got away with it and gave to the poor. Okay, and that's pretty much the same thing with the Raven. They just transferred it over. They did that with a lot of their characters, but they had to change the costume and stuff, because if they made it Moon Man, they would have had to pay the creator and writer rights for that, and they didn't want to do it. So they changed the name, changed the look, and so forth. And there's only 18 issues that he appeared in, and they're all in here, which I always thought was very cool. And I like that. He's a modern day Robin Hood, you know? Very cool stuff. Very, very cool stuff. And that is my video about the Black Bat, the Shadow, and the Raven. Tomorrow morning, I will get my Kaiju review done on all 6 seasons of Kaiju Max. I promise the next episode of Pulp Fictions will be about the Lost Tarzan's story. I'm still reading that. Plus, I've been getting ready for tonight, which is my baptismal. Yeah. And that's it. I want to thank you guys for watching. Love you all. God bless you. And I will catch you on the next video.